What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Flippin' Stoop. I don't have it on the tripod today, the camera, so bear with me. But I'm getting more and more excited every day that gets a little nicer and nicer here in Michigan. The weather's kind of been weird. Like we had a week or so of 50, 60 degree weather. It kind of teased us. And then it dropped back down to like 20s at night and the 30s during the day. Today's a little bit warmer, like 40, 41. And not only am I getting excited about eBay, but it's getting closer to motorcycle riding season. And as you guys know, I'm an advocate of riding motorcycles. I love them. Matter of fact, I'll be starting a podcast on the adventures of riding a motorcycle and my perspective of different motorcycles we've rode and the one we will be currently riding. But that's a whole nother group. But what I'm getting excited about, guys, is yesterday was my first garage sale. Woohoo! I went, spent $10, made $100. No, not all the items sold yet, but I got dollar items. And today I was just driving through to deliver my packages, and I seen garage sale signs. So when you're a reseller, what do you guys do when you see a garage sale sign? Immediate U-turn, right? Or pull into somebody's driveway, back up, and go to the garage sale. So to my surprise, it wasn't a garage sale. It was a private estate sale. My favorite, right? I'm not a big fan of the estate sales that are held by people that are getting paid through the estate sale because generally, number one, they mark the prices up beyond belief. So whatever don't sell, they get to keep. And that's that's their charge of the estate sale, to the best of my knowledge. I love private estate sales because, one, you can negotiate with them. And two, their prices typically ain't as high as somebody that is like a professional estate sale. Although we do have a friend that does estate sales, but they're really awesome. They do free estate sales. They want you to just get rid of the stuff, right? They just want to get it out of the house. So anyways, I pull in there, I go in there, and I'm looking around, seeing all this good stuff and all this good clothes, and I'm thinking to myself, holy cow, I didn't have any money, right? And the bank's about 2 miles away. So I made it to the bank in like 30 seconds. No, I didn't make it there in 30 seconds, but I took off, went back to the bank, come back, and everything I wanted and more was still there. Now, mind you, we only paid $38, but I'm getting excited because this is when we really, us resellers, if you don't know yet, garage selling and finding the lowest price, obviously, right, is going to bring you more capital in your eBay journey. So if you can hit estate sales and garage sales, and you're a pretty good negotiator, speaker, whatever, you got to be a good speaker to say, hey, would you take a buck on that? And if they say no, say, okay, bye. Half the time, just be like, oh, wait a minute, yeah, we'll take it, right? Just so negotiate. Don't be afraid to negotiate with people. Unless the item's a quarter. If it's a quarter, you're going to sell for 20, buy it for a quarter, don't negotiate that price. So anyways, I found some really, really nifty stuff, I think, and I wanted to show you guys a couple things. That $38 bought where I think one hoodie or one sweater, it's a Michael Jordan sweater, a vintage one from late 80s, early 90s, that I think that is going to generate at least $100 sale. And I want to show you guys that, and I paid $2 for it. I walked in with no money and had to go to the bank and wound up spending $38 for everything I'm going to show you guys. Now, not everything has a huge value, but I can see everything that we got will at least sell for $20 and above, right? So I'm going to go ahead and grab some of them items and show you. But I'm getting stoked, guys, because this is the season last year I should have took more advantage of. I did. In the summertime, I don't go to no thrift stores. For the longest time, during the fall time, I started going back to the thrift stores, and they're like, what happened to you? We thought you quit reselling, or, we thought you moved away. I'm like, no, garage sales. Like, you guys can't beat garage sale prices in a thrift store. They can't do it. And so that's what, in the summertime, the thrift stores don't see me, period. Why? There's too many garage sales in my area, and I can walk in with a $100 bill at a garage sale and buy every item of clothing they have and have enough inventory for 2 months. I walk into a thrift store with $100, I got enough inventory for a tenth of my day. You know what I mean? So it's not even worth thrifting to me in the summer, right? For me, maybe you got a lot of capital and you just love the thrift store or whatever. But I still suggest you check out your garage sale. So for those of you that have garage sales year round in the sunny states, rock on to you. I think you guys got a better opportunity to build a faster and stronger eBay business than those that have to spend 7 months out of the year in thrift stores because nobody's having garage sales. Now, I do watch other resellers that are from Michigan, and they deal with the same thing. They got to stock up during the summertime, springtime, and fall time at the garage sales for their winter selling. Because I went downhill this winter. We lost some money because of having to pay thrift store prices, guys. Where we are at, thrift store prices aren't outrageous, but they're knowing what things are valued at. So if you go in there and it's a $40 sweatshirt, they know it's a $40 sweatshirt. They look it up on eBay now, so they're charging $20 for me. It's not worth me paying $20 if I can only sell it for $40. Some of you guys say that's 50% profit. No, it's not. Once you take taxes out, once you take the eBay fees out, once you take your gas mileage out, once you take the time out to list that item, if you buy it for $20 and sell it for $40, you wasted your money, man. You might be making a couple dollars and some change. Like, in my opinion, you're wasting your money. Now, if you can buy that same hoodie for $5 and sell it for $40, well, rock on. You're doing good, right? That's a good profit, you know. But just because an item will sell for $100, does it mean you should spend $50 on it? I don't know. That's solemnly up to you. You know, I guess the larger you get, 13% of that, you know, and then your gas, however long it took you to get it, however long it took you to list it, whatever expenses it took you to find it. eBay's 13%, and then your sales tax on top of that. You think about it, 13%. Where I live, my CPA says take 25% out of every dollar. That's 25 cents out of every dollar. So I'm making, you know, that's 75 cents out of a dollar. And then you got to take the 13% eBay fee out, and then you got to take, you know, your gas money and everything else. By the time you're done, you didn't make nothing, right? If you paid $50 for it, and I got to take 25, if I pay 50, I sell it for 100. I got to take 25% out for sales tax, so we'll just say $25. Now, the 25% isn't the exact number. That's just to make sure you're safe. So that's down to 75. And then I take 13% of it, the gas money out. Well, I make $10 on the item, $15 on the item, $20 on the item. If I pay $50 for it, you know, that's different if you pay $30 for it, $40 for it. But, you know, I'm not telling you not to pay $50 for an item if it'll sell for $100. You know, I'm not saying I wouldn't do it, but depending on what item it is and how fast it's going to sell. So I'm going to get into the very first. I think this is the breadwinner, but I do got some really cool items to show you guys too that I've never resold a day in my life. And I picked them both up for $20. I'll get into that in a minute. But this is the Jordan. I've never seen this. Sweatshirt. It's not a hoodie, sorry. But it is the original Chicago Michael Jordan's The Restaurant, right? This sweater is a Nike sweater, and it is made in the USA. You know, if you got a Nike sweater that's made in the USA, 9.9% of the times it is vintage. And it says Michael Jordan on it. So I'm sure I can get anywhere from $60 to maybe even $200 for the sweater. I don't know. I haven't done the research on it, but I have sold plenty of Michael Jordan things. Next, to keep moving in on some clothes, Dickies is a big thing right now. And what I'm going to do is just turn the camera around and kind of show you. I've been selling a lot of vintage Dickies, like regular Carhartt style Dickies coats and things like that, and they're selling for a good value. Carhartt's in too, the vintage ones. So this is a Dickies woman's leather jacket. It's actually like a suede, and it is authentic leather. So I'm assuming I paid $2 for it. I'm guessing right around the $39.97 or even maybe $50. I'll sell that for. It's in mint condition. Next one isn't that great. It is a Disney sweater from the 90s, maybe late 80s. Okay, and it is a Hanes Classic heavyweight cotton. That's why I really grabbed it. I didn't even care that it said Disney, to be truthful with you. I just know that it's a Hanes Classic heavyweight, and those got a pretty decent value. This sweatshirt will sell for right around $20 to $25. Moving along, I got some Jeff Gordons. Now, I don't usually pick up NASCAR's getting pretty big right now, though. I mean, it always has been, but it's a vintage Jeff Gordon shirt. And it's double-sided graphics. Now, these ain't the ones you're going to list for $100 and make $100 off it. Those are ones where the whole entire thing's the car and all that fancy stuff. Rally Roots does a lot of them, and they do really good on them. Here's another Jeff Gordon. It's a 2004. It's not quite vintage. Vintage, it would have to actually be 2002, but you could put it as, you know, semi-vintage, I guess. It's 18 years old. And this one's got a big back graphics too. That's the only reason why I got them. And I only paid $1 for them. So I'm sure them will sell for 20 bucks to a Jeff Gordon fan, 24 bucks. This, right off the bat, I'll show you the tag. You'll know why I bought it. 100% cashmere. Anything 100% cashmere, guys, I don't even hesitate on it. I'm trying to focus in so you can see the quality of it. It won't let me. There it is. And it's color block. What I mean by that, it's got different shades of color, kind of in a block form. And anything 100% cashmere, guys, I don't hesitate on, period. The next is this is a vintage Jeff Gordon sweatshirt. I picked up for $1. It's a Nutmeg Mills. Try to focus in on that tag for you guys. I'm sorry, my phone's being funny right now. But anyways, it's made, this one actually says it's made in China. See, there is rarities of vintage clothing made in China, guys. This shirt's definitely from the 90s. The next one is just a nautical. It even says vintage sailing right on it, Cape Cod sweater. These do pretty good for me. I sell these for right around $22 to $24. And it's in mint condition. It's heathered, that heathered material, if you guys can tell, where it's got the little gray stitching in it too. And another Cape Cod one, which I'll sell for, you know, between 20 and 22. Now, see, these are things you guys might be passing right up in thrift stores, but I sell these actually relatively pretty quick. And, again, these are made in China, but they're still vintage. You can tell by the make on them, and the quality. So what I want to show you guys is something cool. I'll show you these hats real quick first. I got a vintage snapback trucker colonial hat. I'm pretty sure this will go pretty fast for at least 20 bucks. This PGA West vintage hat, I've never seen one with all this decal on it. If you guys look close, look, it's got like the vintage, look, they're wearing the vintage pants and everything in it. I'm assuming this hat will do pretty well. I'm sure it's a collector's item to somebody. It says PGA Tour. And not only that, but it's brand new with the tags. So I'm thinking right around the $40 to maybe even $50 range for this hat, and I bought it for $1. Moving along, now this is some stuff, guys, I've never got into. I know the value of silver is up, and I know Disney is always all right, like Goofy and Mickey and all them. And not only is there that, but there's things like Rolex. There's a whole bunch of different name brands on what I'm about to show you, plus the case. And I got each case full of these for $10. So I'm going to go ahead and turn around and show you guys what I'm talking about. I looked up a couple of these vintage spoons. You can see right here, it's got, what is it, Daffy Duck, and then you got Goofy or whatever. And it's got all different kinds of engravings in them. A lot of them are made in the United States. I looked up one of these, which was that one right there. And that was selling for like $24, $25, and it actually was selling. So I said for $25 out of one spoon out of there, and I got both cases plus the spoons in it for 20 bucks. I said run it, because the majority of these other spoons I started looking up was 10, 15, 12. Yeah, it's probably going to take me a little while to list them, but I think I'll make a couple $100 off this little investment right here. Let's see, there's a Rolex one in here I wanted to show you guys. I'm just kind of showing you. They all have writing on them. They're collectible spoons. Where'd that Rolex? One broke. It sucked because it was kind of like it was a pretty cool seahorse. And it was broken. I don't know if it broke from me transporting it or for it being moved around wherever it was. But there was a Rolex one. And that one was selling for about $26 too. But there's a real cool, look at this old fork one. I don't know how old that is. That could be ancient. I don't know. That looks older than anything in here. So I'm sure that's real silver. And silver's value is doing all right now. Let me see Well, why can't I find that Rolex one? Maybe that other guy. Oh, no, right here it is. That's the Rolex one. My phone's having a really hard time focusing in right now. There's a Rolex. That's not worth a lot, but it was worth like 18 bucks. See, out of the two right there, between that one and that one alone, I get my money back and the rest is profit, right? And there's quite a few of them. And I even got the fancy little like casing for it for 20 bucks. And there was one more that was there and somebody got it. Like, they were like, are you going to take that? I don't want to be a dick and be like, yeah, I'm going to take them all. And I was going to. But the gentleman looked like he was a spoon collector and he really wanted it. So let him have it. And I took two. I mean, 20 bucks, like I say, 20 bucks into all them spoons. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, one of them might be worth $1,000 in there. You know, I don't know. I didn't do all the research on them. But, you know, I wouldn't have spent 50 bucks a piece for them because I don't know the value. But for 20 bucks for both, I'll tell you how many spoons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16, 24. So 48 spoons, or actually 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. 54 vintage spoons. And like I said, I know nothing about vintage spoons, but I know there's other people out there that collect that shit, right? Like, I can list each individual spoon, and they're going to be pretty easy to ship. Bubble wrap them a little bit, slap them in a bag, and off they go, or a small box, and off they go. So it's something easy for me to do. It don't need a lot of pictures. Yeah, and that's 48 listings right there. Or I could do it the other way, keep it in the casing and take close-up photos of all of them and start a bid on them at like 20 bucks, what I paid for them both, and see where it goes. It could go up to 100, it could go up to 40, it could go up to 22. I think I'd be better off. I like individually listing things like this because I think I'm okay with the long run profit. If you're just trying to get a short return real fast, do it that way or whatever. But I like I'm cool with the long-term profit. I got enough items where items are selling enough every day to where I'm not in a pinch for the instant money back. So I'm okay with the lengthier sales. So, you know, guys, keep in mind that garage sale season's coming. If you're in the Midwest like us, I don't know, Ohio's kind of pretty much got the same weather we do. Chicago, I would imagine, things like that. So, but if you're in Saginaw, Michigan, man, check out them garage sales. And the thing, or anywhere in Michigan. And the thing is, I am literally giving away my secrets. You know, I'm literally showing you guys the stuff I'm going and buying. So I'm actually shortening my possibilities of getting good items at garage sales. Because if you guys know what to look for, then by the time I get there, if you've already been there, I don't get none. So I'm actually making my competition tougher on myself. But, you know, I believe there's enough out there. And where I'm at, there's garage sales. From the time it warms up enough for somebody to wear a hoodie until fall, there are garage sales. I never have a problem finding garage sales in our area. And there's little towns, too, all the way around. I could travel if I couldn't find them. Matter of fact, there's a town my beautiful fiance works in that they do, the whole city does a garage sale. And then there's a place right down the road from us. It's a wealthier community. They do a whole garage sale for a whole entire weekend. So, you know, and that's every single year. And you can really benefit from them places. Some garage sales, though, are getting smarter, just like thrift stores, guys. Some people are doing garage sales to make money, not to get rid of their items. Okay? Where garage selling, when I grew up, people just didn't want the shit anymore. They wanted to declutter, and they didn't want to throw it to the landfill. Today, people are doing this shit for a full-time income. Why do I know that? Because I go to garage sales so much where I see people having garage sales from the minute the sun comes up until the fall time. Every single weekend they're having a garage sale. They're not doing that to get rid of things. They're doing that to make a profit. There's nothing wrong with it. That's your hustle. That's your hustle. I'm doing it, right? I'm just doing it in a different fashion. So they're watch those garage sales I go to where they want $15 for a pair of pants. I turn right back around and I walk out. I already know if you're going to list a pair of pants that are used for $15, everything else of yours is skyrocketed to the moon, and we're not going to be able to do business together, right? Because, you know, it's just people are like I say, they're getting more and more prone to looking things up on eBay. When I first started thrifting, me and my fiance first started thrifting, you could go in and find a pair of Jordans and you could buy them for $5. Now you go in there, that same pair of Jordans, they got $60 at them at a fucking thrift store. But it's a non-profit organization, right? Come on. If you believe a Goodwill is a 100% non-profit organization, you better check yourself, right? And this is what gets me all the time. Then they have the gall enough to ask you to donate to them at the end. I'm like, man, the 5 people that run that Goodwill are millionaires. Just know that. There's 5 people. There's like a president, there's a chairman, there's 3 other people that get because the owner can pay those 5 people on that board X amount of dollars per year. Well, I'm not going to get into all that. Goodwill does do good things, but don't be blinded by what else they do, okay? Because in the beginning, I thought it was all charity. They're doing this all for the public until they started charging $60 for a pair of J's. And you know what I mean? And I'm like, wait a minute. If you're doing this for the public, why are you charging that much? Duh. Put 2 and 2 together, right? And then people will say the overhead. But you guys, Goodwills are bringing in millions of dollars a month. Like, they're bringing in a lot of money. Like, if you put all the Goodwills together, they're bringing a lots of money. But you know what? That's their thing. You could do it too. I could do it too. If I had 5 people on board to start my own nonprofit organization, just know that a nonprofit organization, there's gray areas where the owner, out of the money that's coming in, gets to pay everyone on that board whatever they decide to pay them. So they could be paying everybody on the board $1 million. And then that person on the board could give you back $500,000. So you get a $500,000 salary and they get a $500,000 salary. That's how the world works, guys. But you know, I don't want you to think anything different of a Goodwill, but when they're asking you to donate extra money, you're donating every penny that you're spending there to them. You know, that they're putting in their pocket. So I don't know. I used to donate all the time. I still do it periodically, but I don't do it as much anymore. You hear me a lot more up there saying no for the extra 12 cents, and it's 12 cents, you know, whatever. But, you know, you're marking your prices up, and then you want me to donate at the end of the day? Probably not. Not going to happen. But that's just my opinion. So keep an eye out, guys, for garage sales. They're coming around. I'm excited. I always get excited during garage sale season. My fiance was even stoked for us today. She says she sees the excitement I get during garage sale season. Because you guys can. You could do nothing but garage sale and make a full-time living doing this, guys, on eBay. Like, literally a full-time living. Spending $38, I potentially here could turn that $38 into $400 if I do it right. $300. You know, that's a huge profit, right? So keep your eyes open for garage sales. And just keep chucking along. And these are the type of items, guys, I sell. Now, usually, like I said, I don't sell the spoons. But when it comes to clothes, I'm not always out there finding Jordan shit. I'm not always out there finding cashmere. A lot of the times, I'm listing nickel and dime shit. So when I do find some good stuff, I get excited about it. And you should too. It's your boy Flippin' Stoop. I hope you guys have a rocking day. I'm going to start getting some of this stuff listed. And I am going to be doing research on all 52 of these spoons. Now, if I find any that is like an outstanding amount of money, right, where I like hit the jackpot, I will make another video and let you guys know, and I'll update on it. And whatever the turnover is on these spoons, so if you're out there and you find them, you'll know to pick them up. I'll let you guys know in the next video. If you guys have any thoughts of what these spoons could be valued at. Now, I did look up at a couple of them, so I got to kind of just, out of 2 spoons, I made my money back at least, right? Now, there's another 51 spoons I could profit from. I'm sure. You think I can profit off 51 spoons? I hope so. But, you know, so if any one of you guys have any clue, maybe you're an antique seller and you might know what these spoons are valued at. I've seen some spoon collections go for some huge money. Matter of fact, it's funny. Me and my fiance, we go visit her dad and George, which is her uncle, on Mondays. And the funniest thing is, as soon as we show up, George loves the Antique Roadshow, right? He knows what time it's on. He loves the voice. He loves the show, and we go there and we watch it with him. And I want to say at one time I seen a set of a spoon collection on Antique Roadshow, but I doubt I got any of them ones that were on there, because anything that's on Antique Roadshow is worth some money, right? Like usually it's worth good dollars. but who knows? This was a woman that just lost her mom, unfortunately, bless her heart. That, obviously been collecting these, to find this many unique spoons. They're from Cozuco, Mexico, United States, Hawaii, like all over the world. In order to collect all them spoons, that probably took that woman all her life to be able to do that. So to somebody, this collection could be of good value. And now I'm kind of kicking myself in the butt for not buying the third one. But that's all right. That guy looked like he really wanted it. And I think I'll get what, I know we'll get what we invest in. And they're pretty unique. There's a lot of them that are pretty interesting. This one is made in Hawaii. I don't see any markings on the back of this one, like where it would say it's gold or what. I'm sure it's plated or bronze. If any of you guys know about that, like these vintage spoon collectors, let me know. Like I don't know. This could be real gold. I doubt it. I don't think they'd be asking $10 for the whole collection, but maybe them people didn't know anything about these. We got ones that are like bronze. I thought this one was pretty cool. It's almost like a shovel. If you can check this one out. It's almost like a shovel. And it says, let me see what it says on it. Utah. And it almost looks like a bronze or a brass. It's got some etchings on the back, but I definitely cannot read that. I don't know. I can't read the etchings. But yeah, there's some really unique ones in here. I'm almost certain some of these in here are probably real silver. Yeah, some of these got some writing on the back that I'm going to need a magnifying glass. Like, you see how this one's really tarnished? That could be real silver, and that could be brought back to life. But I think I think this might be real silver. The authenticity of it, and it's aged, I think it'd hold more value with it like that. So I'm not gonna clean them. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. I don't know. I couldn't turn it down. Here's one. It looks like it's got the president's heads at Mount Rushmore or something. Yep, this is Mount Rushmore. I hope that's a gold nugget in there. If so, gold's worth some value right now. That'd be cool if that was a real gold nugget. Wow. That would be real cool. I'm National Memorial. I don't know, guys. Man, if that was real gold, that little nugget, that could be a couple dollars, right? I'm gonna have to look into that stuff, man. That's some pretty cool stuff. Like, you don't know. I mean, that woman might have bought that 70 years ago. And maybe they did put a real gold nugget in there. You don't know. I highly doubt it. Somebody's gonna stick a gold nugget that size in a spoon. But I mean, you don't know. Maybe back to California in the gold rush times, gold was it was everywhere. You could get so much of it that maybe somebody thought, hey, let's put it in a spoon. I don't know. Yeah, I got some fun. I get excited when this stuff happens, right? Because, like, you don't know. That's the thrill of it, right? The thrill of it's going to look that up, and I'm going to do research on it, and then I'm going to realize, okay, it's not real. Or what? Or it is real, right? And then I'm stoked going to the gold shop. But there's a lot of really cool ones in here, guys. There's music ones from Belgium. I like the Rolex one. There's ones from Chile. I think these Donald and I think these Disney ones might be real silver too, because they're real tarnished. That one that looks pretty darn old if you ask me. And again, it's got writing on the back, guys, but there's no way I can read that. And I got my glasses on. But you see how it's tarnished like that? I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can see the tarnished in there. So that actually might be real silver. Or maybe it's just a metal that tarnished. I don't know. But it's kind of cool. It's got a rose on the back of it. Pretty cool, man. I'm excited to look these up and see what we can get out of them. Now, this one looks weird. This one's almost got like a white film in it. I don't know what that. Maybe this one's real silver. This one says silver plated. This one says silver plated. And it's tarnished different than them other ones. You can see, I don't know if you can see the, yeah, it's got like a dirty tarnished look. Like you could probably shine that right back up, I'd imagine. And this one is Old Faithful Yellowstone Park. Pretty cool. So this woman probably traveled to every one of these states and bought a spoon at it. You know what I mean? Like I said, it might not be worth nothing. This one's Panama Canal. This one looks pretty cool. Pretty cool little spoon. This one don't say silver plated or nothing, so I'm assuming it's probably just some type of metal. I'm trying to look for any like really unique ones that you guys might be aware of and be like, hey, wait a minute, that's that one spoon I was looking for or whatever. I think this Rolex one's pretty cool. I really do. And this one is Butcherer of Switzerland. Butcherer of Switzerland. I don't know. I wonder if that's real silver. And it says Davos. D-A-V-O-S. Rolex. I don't think Rolex makes cheap shit, but I don't know. Yeah, there's some really unique ones, guys. If I find any ones that are like worth super money, I was kind of down that this one broke. It's a brass looking one. I'm sure it's just brass. It's but I thought it was cool because it Freeport. It just had the little thing here, the little seahorse with the spoon on the end, and that's kind of probably not no good unless that was gold or something that you could melt down, but I know it's not gold, it's brass of some sort. Yeah, super cool. All right, guys, thanks for watching the video. I'm going to get into this and figure out what these are valued at. If anything, maybe the whole collection would be worth something. But I kind of want to get into it and see what it's valued at. Some of them have like a little... that one's got like a little cactus in the middle of it. You could tell it's fake. It feels fake. So I don't know. I'm going to get into these, dive off into them, and see what they're valued at. And then, I didn't even look up that Jordan sweatshirt, but I've sold enough clothes apparel that somebody will buy that Jordan shirt for at least between $60 and $120. I'm almost guaranteed. It's vintage and it's Nike made in the United States. I don't care if it's a Nike shirt that was plain made in the United States. It might sell for $80 just because it was made in the United States, and that definitely clarifies that it's vintage. So a lot of people are sketchy about buying vintage clothing when it's made in, some other country they're unaware of. But most people that are looking for vintage clothing know if it's made in the United States and it's aged. There's still companies around here that are making clothes in the United States. Not nearly as many that used to in the 90s, in the 80s, in the 70s, and the 60s. We used to be a country that manufactured items to be sold in our country. We didn't sell out to China, where China's making all our clothes now because we're quadrillions of dollars of debt with them, and we're paying them off that way. If you've ever wondered why everything you go buy is made in China, even the good shit, North Face, everything else, it's all made in China. Why do you think that is? We are trying to pay the budget deficit off that we have with China. That's why everything's made in China. It used to be made in America, buy in America. And that's what made our country strong. Quit fucking our country up, government. Anyways, guys, it's your boy Flippin' Soup. I hope you guys have a rocking day. Thanks for watching the video. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. Smash the like button if you like the videos. Hit the dislike button if you dislike the videos. That don't matter to me. Tell me why you dislike them. Tell me what you would like to see different. You guys want to see me out thrifting? And here's the thing is, most people in garage sales, they're kind of funny about it. Okay, because you're taking video of somebody's house. People can get real funny about that shit, and I would too. I wouldn't want people here video recording my privacy. Okay, and thrift stores, they're getting the one I go to. They don't want cameras being in there. Why? I don't know if they feel like their health code ain't up to par or what. I don't know what it is, but they don't want it in there. And going in there and making a video like this with a chest mount on and going through clothing, you want to know the truth? It's quite boring when I'm in the thrift store. I'm feathering through thousands of items at a time, and I'm finding not that valuable of items. I find way more valuable items at garage sales and estate sales. Always. Very rare do I ever walk into a thrift store. I found a Ralph Lauren shirt from the 80s. It's kind of like Coogee style. It is not a Ralph Lauren shirt like you could ever imagine. I actually made a video about it a while ago. I got it listed for $249 right now. Got about 15 watchers on it. Sent some offers for $225. My next going to be $200. But I found that shirt one time since I've been thrifting in 3 years, right? Like, I'll probably never find that shirt again. Not around here, like, somebody didn't know the value of that and donated it, right? Where I wish I would have donated 20 of them because I would have emptied the bank account for it. But what do you guys think about this hat? Tell me what you think about this PGA West hat. It's got, like, their stamps. Paris flag. You know, they're little stamps. They got women on it. They got men. I think this right now, it's like the vintage 50s look. I think this right now is going to hold some value. That's my opinion. Just because of the datedness. I believe it was made in the United... Let me check. I'm almost positive it was made in the United States. Made in Denver, Colorado, the United States. Yep. This was made in the United States. It's got the old vintage, like, you know, mesh. It's supposed to be sweat protector, but it ain't doing that, I tell you that. I don't know why they did them. Maybe to keep the top of the hat formed properly. I don't know why they even had them in there. This colonial hat's kind of falling apart, though. I didn't realize it. This trucker hat on the inside. This stuff, be careful, guys, because that stuff's kind of falling apart out of it. I actually will probably knock it all out. But this is made in the United States, too. And this colonial hat is just, you know, I could easily sell this for 20, and I probably will. 20. But I don't know the shape of it. If it was in better shape, I'd probably rock it. I like trucker hats. I definitely like the trucker hat style. I don't know. I just do. So it's your boy Flip Soup. I hope you guys have a rockin' day. I'm off to do some research. Tell me in the comments below what you love the most about garage sales and estate sales. And what you dislike about estate sales. All right.